quick. Hey guys, Rich here. Welcome back to the RC Informer YouTube channel. Got a special video for y'all today. I got Steve on the camera as usual, and we're going to do a maiden flight on all four of the new FMS 1100mm Racers in the different paint jobs. This model came out, you know, several years back, and I wanted to see multiple colors, but it wasn't until last year where I was talking with FMS and I said, hey, why don't you make a series of these things in all the different colors? And they said they love the idea. So last year they released a version 2 Dago Red, and I said, why don't we do a Miss America, some of the other paint jobs? And so they re-released Voodoo, and now we have Blue Thunder 2. Steve, you want to zoom on that? We have Blue Thunder 2 and a real nice nice paint job on it. Very cool. Dago Red, Voodoo, and of course Miss America. They all run on 4S. Again, 1100mm wingspan, retractable gear and flaps. So really nice model. So we're going to give you guys 4 maidens with different batteries today. None of these have flown yet, although I've flown the Mustang a bunch, the 1100mm. This will be the first flight out on each one of these. So if you guys want one of these, check it out. The link's below. I'll put a link where you guys can get this thing at. Also like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when we have more videos out in the series. And stay tuned, because we're going to have these all flying together for you guys, tandem. So I'm going to get some of the guys, Gavin and Wes and Jerry, out. We're going to fly them all together. So, but I got to give them a sort of a checkout flight on each one of them. Also, I did do an assembly, an unbox setup of the Miss America, because they're all equal, and I built all of these yesterday. So today is test flying day, right, Steve? So we're really going to test these out and see how they do. I've already broken 2 pitot tubes off of those 2, so just transporting it, so you know, you kind of leave the pitot tube off. So you ready to go, Steve? We are plugged in with this. We're ready to go, and we'll walk out here. Steve, if you want to just carefully come on out, and we'll just do a quick talk about it, and then we're going to go fly it. So beautiful paint job, assembles with 4 screws for the wing, 2 for the tail, 1 right there on the elevator just to join the halves together. And then you put your prop and spinner on. You take a little bit of contact cement. I used foam tack to put your wing fences on. That generates a little bit of a kind of wingtip flow, so it doesn't tip stall. And then a little pitot tube, and that's it. Great engine detail on this thing. Steve, I'm gonna let you see the underside of it. We'll retract the gear, just make sure we're working okay, because this is the first flight out. Steve, if you want to zoom right here. Yep. On the horn. They were out 1 hole. I moved them in 1 hole because I just didn't think we needed all that throw. That's how I have my other set up. That seems to be a good place for it. Steve, same thing right here. If you can get in on the elevator horn. Yep. Same deal there. I moved it in 1, so it's the second from the outer, and that seems to give us the right amount of throw for everything on this thing. Another couple of cool features on it. What I really like, since I built 4 of these airplanes yesterday. One real nice feature, it does come with a reflex. Steve, I don't know if you can get in on the horn there. Yep. They did a nice job with a single servo putting the rudder and the tail wheel on there. The tail wheel is adjustable with your easy connector, okay? So you can set up your flight rudder the way you want it and then neutralize your tail wheel just by adjusting that. So I did mine by sight. I just eyeballed mine. Steve, you can see right there. Yep. So I made it as straight as I could, and put some foam tack or contact cement. Can you get in on that, Steve? Yep. Does that focus okay? Yeah. That E-ring's real loose, so put some foam tack on it so you don't lose that E-ring. That'll keep it. Same thing, Steve, down here. If you can get in on if it'll focus on the main gear. Yep. Put some glob on there to keep that E-ring in place, and we should be good to go. So, all right, enough talking. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let me do a quick flight control check, since these are all pre-flights for the first time today, folks. So looking at high rates on the aileron. Right, left, up, down, left, right, or right, left, up. See, look, see, I got it backwards. See that? Look at that. See, that's why putting 4 airplanes together in one day, you know, yesterday, it's a good thing to check all those things out. So I'm going to go into servo setup right here, and I'm just going to go right here into reverse. Let me go to the reverse menu, and I'm going to reverse my rudder. Let's do that. So now we have left rudder and right rudder, so that's good. I'm going to actually change one more item in here. I'm going to go into servo travel, and I bumped my rudder travel up to 120%. I actually already did that. So let's check it out again. Right, left, up, down, left, right, and we've got high rates on everything. There's our high aileron rate, which is at 125. My medium is 100 and 70 on the low, so that's my low. My elevator, same thing, 125, 100 and 70. So that's my low rate. That's usually what I'll be flying it in flight with. And you want a high elevator rate in particular, so when you're taxiing out, you've got more travel to mess with, so it doesn't nose over as much. Flaps coming down. Yeah, that's nice. That works really well. So, all right, here we go, Steve. Let me go a quick run up. Wow, that screams, huh? All right, Steve, you ready for this?
Let's hit it.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Drive around a little bit. Again, high elevator rate. I'm going to go kind of mid on the ailerons. And let me get it on out there. See if we can taxi her on out. Has little wheels, so grass can be a little problematic with this. And that's why I've got all that elevator throw. Notice I'm holding the stick back. The 125% travel on that is, actually, you know, I'm going the wrong way, Steve. I'm going into the wind there.
Come down the runway.
Let me see if I can get it back down here. So you can see that tail bouncing even the way it is. Yep, there we go. That was going to happen. Let's check it out. Actually, I want to show you guys one thing since that happened. Yeah, it's a little bouncy, but hey, that's grass. That's what happens. One more item, CG. I usually balance it like this, okay? And mine is balancing, and it's hard to do that. Let me do it into the wind, okay? And it's harder to do that, but mine is balancing right about here on the plastic, okay? So we'll give that a shot and see how it does. And let's get on out there. So, again, high rate on the elevator. Let's see what we got here. Holding that stick back. I'm going to go no flaps, because that tends to get the tail off the ground a little quicker, and I don't really want that. So, all right, holding the stick back, easing the speed in. There we go, getting that tail up. There we go, lifts right up. I'm about a quarter throttle, Steve, and that's it. You wouldn't really expect that for the most part. So, and there is a flight stabilizer in this. It has the reflex in it, which I actually took off with it off. So, and I just popped it on. Let me make sure it's trimmed okay. Looks good, it's pitching up a little bit on me, but that's okay. Let me make sure she's straight. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let me bring her by fast here. See how it does on the high speed. Going to a low elevator rate because I'll lose it if I have it on the high rate. It'll be too pitch sensitive. So I probably could shift the CG back just a bit. That moves along. Going up. It'll go upstairs all day long. It'll just keep on going. I'm going to power it off because it'll be in orbit. I think I just hit 400 feet, Steve. Let's see. Yeah, it's very snappy. Like I said, I put the stabilization on, and I can turn it off here. Actually, the stabilizer's off in this condition, so let me get some gear down. That cycles down real quick. It'll touch and go out of it, going straight up, gear coming back up and going vertical. It'll just go upstairs and out of sight all day long. So low elevator rate, again folks, 70% for high speed flight. Steve, I'm going to get to some steep turns out front here. I'm going to go low aileron rate as well. And those are 70%. Yeah, it tracks so nice. That is stabilizer on. But it's beautiful. That's the reflex that it has in it. So if you guys have just a regular old receiver, that's what you can put in this. Now I'm flying this on a roaring top, 2200, 80 CPAC. I'm coming by hot here, Steve. Woo! Going up. Sorry about that. Let's, no, let me put the gear up. Let's go flaps down. Power's off. See if I can get it coming by slow. You got to be careful taking off and landing with flaps, because you can see with this thing slow, it has a very nose low attitude to it, okay? So if you're doing that with flaps on a Warbird, especially this one, and you got a lot of flaps, it tends to have the nose low, you know? The nose tends to really fly in a very nose low attitude, and you can flip it over a lot easier with flaps. So I'm not saying don't use them, but on grass, you really don't kind of need them so much. So put those flaps up. We got some sunlight here. This moves along. Steve, I'm going to give you a presentation pass by the middle here. Top of the wing. Just nice. Performs beautifully. Wow. Not bad for a maiden, eh, Steve?
Not bad at all.
Let's see. Let's bring it by fast again. This is tailwind. Book says, the box says 90 miles an hour roughly, so I probably believe that. Let me come by slow pass again. Flaps are full. Start eating some power in. This plane will crawl pretty good. Nose low attitude again with those flaps, so cautious landing on grass with them like that. Point rolls. Very nice. All right, let's do a couple landings with it. Probably about out of battery because I got a 2200. This is really meant for a 4000 pack also too. They intended for it to be a little harder than I like. Let's do another one out of that. There we go. Hold it on the wheels. Hold it on the wheels. As long as you keep the speed going and you got throw, you got airflow going over your tail. Look at this thing going up there, Steve. Holy moly. Again, this is just a 2200 pack. I got to push all the way forward, so I could probably bring it back. I'll bring the CG back a bit. Beautiful. All right, let's bring it in because I think I'm probably a little down on the battery. So let me come in with, let's try it with one setting of flaps. Let's do that on the grass. I usually don't use much on grass because I don't want to nose it over again, but I'm going to go to high rate on the elevator. So I've got good authority on it. There we go. I'm going to throw the flaps up so the tail settles. And let's see if I can get it back here, Steve. The grass is thicker down there, so I'm holding the stick back with 125% travel in the elevator on that second notch. So now my CG is probably a little far forward, but it gives you that stability for high speed. So, you know, consider that taxing it on grass. So not bad, eh, Steve?
Nice, sweet little airplane.
Not bad for a first flight. Very good. Yeah, this plane's been around a while, but again, this is the version 2, guys. So it has a 900 kV motor. It has upgraded all the ball links everywhere. And they made the battery compartment, as you can see, larger. Also, they put in here a an EC5 connector, so you can run some pretty, you know, heavy-duty batteries and stuff with, you know, with a high C rating and all that. And I'll pull this out of here so y'all can check this out. This is what I ran in there, Steve. You want to get on?
Got it.
2200 ADC roaring top. So, and you can see, I don't know if you can see all this, Steve. I had to put 2 jumpers on this because I didn't want to take, it's an 80 amp speed controller, folks. So, you know, I've got this EC5. That's what came on the speed controller. And if you guys check out, you know, the setup guide, I do show this in here, Steve, if you can get in on that.
Yep.
That's the arrangement of everything. I got one antenna right here with a simple 7-channel receiver. And I've got one antenna right here, okay, going horizontal. And then there's your reflex. It's pre-mounted and all ready to go. So pretty slick. All right, Steve, care to wager?
2200, I'm going to say 18%.
All right, let's see what we got. Because that's a small battery. 17. Give it a few minutes, it'll be a couple minutes, it'll be 18. It'll click to 18. So, all right, outstanding. Steve, what are we doing next?
Dago Red.
You want to do Dago Red?
Yep.
All right, guys, we'll get Dago Red. Let's boot it up and we'll get back out here. All right, guys, we got Dago Red all set up, ready to go. Steve called it. He said, I want to see Dago Red, so here we go. I'm doing something a little different. I got a Spectrum Smart Pack. This is a 3200 4S, so I put it as far forward as go, and then I kind of backed it off a bit. CG is about the same, but maybe a tad bit back, which is okay, because we have stabilization, and it's right sort of on the back edge of that plastic right there, the plastic gear doubler, and that should be good. So let me do a quick... Let me do a quick check of this, make sure, yeah, that should be okay. I'm trying to make sure the wires are going to stay down there in place. Yeah, they should be good. There's plenty of room there. And I'll do a quick flight control check here. Let's go right, left. Let's go medium rate, right, left, up, down, left, right. And let's check our flaps. We did a gear check already, so stabilization's working okay. You ready, Steve?
Power check.
Let's rock. What's that? Oh, power check. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it. That's right. There we go. Run it up. It's all a blur at this point, Steve. So Steve's got to keep me in line because I've put so many of these together yesterday. I'm kind of a little bit of a blur here. So, all right. So up, down, right, left, right. Let's get it going. Taxing it up. Full on the elevator travel. I got the same travel set up again. Again, 70% for low, 100 for mid. That's aileron and elevator. They're on separate switches. And 125 for the high. Let me tax it around. The lawn here has not been mowed for a little while, folks. So anyway, all right, here we go. Take it off. Ease the power, and it's all technique with this. Don't put a whole lot. Let that tail get off the ground, then ease it in. I'm at about a quarter throttle here, guys, and it's lifting off. So if you are jamming your power in, folks, quickly, you will torque out of control. Okay, so just respect the power and use it, carefully, and you'll have no problem with this. Again, it's kind of like E-Flight's V1200. The first quarter throttle is where you fly it, and everything else is just afterburner. Let's go up, Steve. Again, way, way, way up there. I mean, it'll just go out of sight. Bring it down. There we go. A little abrupt on the pull out there. We're missing our sun here. Let's go full flaps here for you, Steve. Again, that nose low attitude, that's what'll flip your airplane over. It'll fly nice and slow, but you have to be careful with those flaps, full flaps landing, because it will nose it over. If you're on pavement, you have much less of a chance of that happening. So, but on grass, yeah, you got a good chance of flipping it. So. But that's what it looks like. Full flaps, going by nice and slow. You can see how tame of a plane it is. It flies great. All right, Steve, let's go full throttle straight up. Flaps coming up. Just going to power climb it right up. Let me go inverted here with it. Let me go low rate on the elevator here. Just going to bring it around upside down. Power's coming in. Nice and smooth. Bring her by inverted. Again, I went low on the elevator rate. I actually forgot to switch to low. I've been flying it high the whole time. But with low, it just does a lot better. Try not to hit the windsock out there. Let me leave her inverted and just come around. I'm going to go a little slower with it because I don't think I need all that speed here. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's go hot here into the wind. I'll peel away into some steep turns, Steve. Woo! Yeah, baby. Let's get into some steep turns. There's the sunlight on the plane. Again, 70% travel all the way around, folks. This thing flies beautifully. I can't wait to get these together next week. We're going to try and get out there with 4 guys flying all these, folks. Very nice. Smoothly roll. Let me get some point rolls coming from this way, Steve, here. Pitching up. Oh, something kind of, oh, you know what it did? It tried to correct when I was upside down.
Yeah.
That's what, it did sort of an uncommanded roll, and I think when I went upside down, it tried to twitch me right side back up. So I actually turned the stabilizer off to do that with. So let's try it now without the stabilizer. So it can cause sort of an uncommanded thing. There we go. There we go. That's it. So nice. All right, let me come back this way. That stabilizer off here. Kind of a presentation pass here. I'll do one from the other side. Let me come back this way, Steve. I'm going to try and do it slow. Flaps down. Actually, that nose is too low like that. Let me do that again. We don't need the flaps for that. You can tell it's a little more skittish without the stabilizer, but this plane doesn't need it. I've been flying this plane so long without a stabilizer in it. Banking in. Very smooth tracking. No stabilizer at all. Tell you what, since I got it out here, Steve, let me try it with the safe mode on, because I don't really mess with that, or what FMS calls that. There you go. I just flipped it. Here, watch this. I'm going to kind of put the plane in a weird attitude. I'm going to hit the switch, see what it does. Look what it does. That's hands off. It just levels the airplane. So I don't really like that mode so much. I mostly use it just to test the flight controls to make sure they're correcting the right way before you take off. Let's do this. Let's do a couple landings. No flaps, couple touch and goes. There we go. Got to be careful your wheel doesn't catch. Let's come back around this way. I got stabilizer off too, so I'm doing this without any assistance, so it'll do it real well. Looks like we got a little left crosswind here, or sorry, right crosswind, I should say. That was a little harder than I wanted, but hey, I'll show you what it'll do. So, yeah, super nice, super nice. There we go. I'll see if I can hold that all the way down. Holding the stick back, powering it up. Grass gets thick down there. They hadn't mowed it here in a little while, so all right, let's get that gear up. Coming by hot. Has a tremendous roll rate. Actually, I got my high or mid rates on my ailerons. Actually, Steve, let me give you some roll at high roll rate here. This is 125% travel. That's how quick it rolls. But it seems like 70% is the best for flying this. For elevator, for aileron, and that seems to be ideal for good control. No stabilization still. Let me throw it back on. Steve, let's bring it in. I'll put one setting of flaps. Like I said, I think two settings on the flaps will probably... Well, let's try it. Let's do it anyway. If it flips over, it flips over. Let's go full flaps. Let's try it out. We'll get an idea what it does on the grass here, which I've had it out here before the other airplanes, so let's see how slow it gets. I'm holding the stick off. There we go. You can see it lands at a crawl, so now I'm going full elevator. I forgot to go full elevator on the approach, but I did it after I landed there, so... But you want to have full elevator, because Steve, look at the elevator there.
Yep.
I've got it all the way back when I'm taxiing on grass. This is low right here. This is high rate. So you want that high rate set in when you're driving this thing on grass. All right, Steve, what's your battery wager?
3,200.
3,200.
26.
What'd you say, 26?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. I'm not even going to pull it out of there. I'm just going to kind of stick this on here. See what we got here. 21.
Okay.
Very good, Steve. All right, what are we doing next? Blue Thunder? Okay, guys, we got Blue Thunder 2. First flight out. We decided to change it up a little bit and go maximum on the battery, okay? I'm running a Spectrum 4000, okay, 30C 4-cell pack. So I put it in there on the front wall and just backed it off as much as I could before it hit all that stuff. And the CG still seems to balance right about the back edge of this plastic piece, just like all the others. So it seems to be, that seems to be a good CG there for stability and everything else. So let me get this stuff in here. We have to do a real thorough pre-flight on this one as well. So let's make sure. I did look at all the ball links. Everything looked nice. Looks everything like everything's set on there. Okay. Check out my rates. Okay, we've got right aileron, left aileron, up, down, left, right. So we're good there. Let me check my movement on my rudder. Let me increase that a bit because I want to have a little more rudder. I'm going to bump it up to about 120% travel. There we go. And so our rates are as follows, just like before. Ailerons, that's high at 125, low, mid at 100, sorry, and then low at 70. So that's our travel there. We'll take off in 100. Elevator, same thing, 125 for taking off and landing, 100 for the mid, and then low at 70%. So we're all good there. Let's run it up, Steve. Blue Thunder with a heavy pack. That sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, and we still have the pitot tube, so all right, we're good to go. Yeah, I broke 2 of them off. It's
Went
just
there for that right, y'all.
yeah, no kidding. All right, here we go. We got some nice sunlight here. Let's see here. All right, let's go mid. That's right. Let's go high elevator, so we have lots of travel. All right, here we go. Let's see. I might be in a divot already. Yeah, I can tell I put it in a divot, didn't I? They need to mow out here. Let's put it over here. See if we can avoid some divots. right, left, up, down, left, right. All right, here we go. Taxing out. Let's go stabilization. Tell you, let's do this. The stabilizer on this. Oh, and I meant to mention to everybody too. Steve, you want to get in on here? Stabilizer I usually put on this switch right here. Okay, but there isn't one, so I use the B switch. Okay, and since it's a DX7, I have a spare channel, but I use this for my normal flying. Okay, which is the sort of the stabilized mode. Middle is off, and that's all the way back is what I use for sort of the wing leveling, because I never use that. So I support my radio usually with that switch. So that's generally where you want it to be when it's in stabilization or when it's giving you some wind correction and all that kind of stuff. That's usually the mode to be at. So here we go, taxing out. Now this prop on this thing, this one is one airplane. I had to balance the prop a little bit. It was vibrating a bit. So I put it on my balancer and sanded one of the blades down, and it got it to balance nice, so it's a little smoother now. Take it off! All right, holding that elevator back till that tail starts rising, get some flow over the rudder and elevator, and there we go. Easing it in, quarter throttle, it's lifting off. All right, gears coming up. Steve, I'm just gonna go upstairs with it, full throttle. It's going into orbit. All right, coming down. There we go. I went to, all right, let me go low rate on that. Now, one thing I was speculating about this, it's a lot like the V1200. The fuselage is dark, and the wings are bright white. So, especially if you're flying this in a black background or a dark background, you know, you're going to be able to see this. And in fact, even with the sky, those white wings really shine. So, I'm going low rate aileron, low rate elevator, and that seems to give me what I need for good control and speed. So, let's get it leveled off here. Oh, yeah, that trucks along, doesn't it? Turn left here, coming right back. Come right by the camera, Steve, and peel away. Whew! Did I lose you? I'm over here to the right. There we go. Sorry about that. I came by the camera a little too close, and it's hard to keep it in frame. So let me go full flap, Steve. Let's try it out. I set up all four of these planes the same way, so first flight out, they all should be like flying the exact same airplane, which they are. Again, nose low attitude, full flaps. You can see how it crawls nicely. I'm going into the wind, but turning into the downwind now a little bit. Let me get it out there a little ways. I'll turn back in, do some slow flight down the runway here. Coming back to about quarter throttle. I'm almost a little bit too hot here. Just keep it a little slow. Again, that nose low attitude, folks, with those flaps. That's how it is with a lot of flap in it. So just be cautious taking off and landing with all those flaps. It'll tend to nose over a bit, but it will get the airplane a lot slower. So, all right, let's get her inverted here. And you can see that prop glow. Woo! Let me do a better one, because that was horrible. Let me try to get it over the center line this time. Let's see, I'll get it way out there. Actually, I'm not going to go so hot with it. I'm just going to kind of keep it half throttle-ish. Yeah, right down the middle. Get all the way down there.
That's for sure.
Power up. I'm just going to go invert it straight up. Roll it going up. Let me pull it over the top here. Come on in, zero power. All power's off. I'm just going to glide it past you here. That prop acts like a brake. Slows it down. Go vertical again. It's got so much vertical authority. I mean, it'll just go up there all day long. All right, let me turn the stabilizer. Let me turn it off here real quick. I'll point roll it coming back. That was sucky. Hang on. Hang on. Let me come back this way. I can tell it's a little heavy. I'm over here, Steve, to the right. There you go. You got it?
I think so, yeah.
You lose it there for a sec? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you went left and you went right.
Guys, these things are hard to film. They're tough to track sometimes because they zip along, and of course, I don't always tell Steve what I'm doing, so that's my fault. All right, doing some point rolls. Ready, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that sucked. That was horrible. That was horrible. Let me come back again and try that one more time. It's almost like it's, did I turn the stabilizer off or did I put it on? No, it's off. Here, let's try it. I'll do it farther out this time so I'm not kind of neck bending you here. That's close enough. starting to lose my fine control feel because I'm tired. Let's see here. Let's come by fast, right by the camera, Steve. Nice. Blue Thunder. I like the contrast of the wings with the fuselage. Gears down. 0 flaps. Power's coming in just a little bit. There's birds out there. I might get a bird strike here, Steve.
Let's don't.
Yeah, I don't want a bird strike. Here, we'll come down. Gear extended here. I think it helps, Steve, when I practice a little bit. Let's go opposite direction, touch and go. A little bit of tailwind. Let's see if I can get it down fast enough. There we go. Almost got that bird. High speed touch and go, gear coming up, straight up with it. I can tell, you know what, the vertical is still great, but with all that battery weight, you know, you can tell it's a little lacking, but it still goes up there. All right, let's do a full flap landing with it. See what it does. There we go. Throwing the flaps up. See, as soon as I threw those flaps up, the tail settled. Did you notice that?
Yep.
I forgot to go to my high elevator rate again. I just popped it in there, so you can do it without the elevator rate at high. Look at that prop. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
You can just see it glowing. They painted the tips silver, so it's pretty awesome. So I'll tell you, for these little wheels to be able to handle this grass, it's pretty darn good. So let's take a look at it real quick. The gear is strong. They're 4mm, I think, struts. Ball links again all the way around, super nice. We got one more to do here. We got Voodoo, Steve.
Right.
They did a nice job. Look at this. Look at all the stickers on there.
Yep.
They got all the authentic, you know, livery and stuff from the actual airplane. Here, can you get in on the tail, Steve?
Yeah.
Can you get in on that okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I think the original Blue Thunder or the real one, I don't know if they've converted it, you know, to the Razorback canopy and all that, you know, and the low profile. You know, that has a low profile screw. I don't know if they did all that because the picture shows it with a bubble, but FMS made the racing version, so they just painted them, you know, so it may not be 100% accurate. All right, Steve, what do you want to wager here on the battery?
28.
Okay, let's check it out. One more item, guys. To fly a wide battery in here, I changed the battery straps slots. I made some new slots. I have a video on that. I'll put it in the upper right hand corner of the screen. You can see it on RCINFORMER, showing you how to make wider slots. I've contacted the factory about this, okay, to make the slots wider, because I think they left the slots in there for like a 2200, you know, a narrower battery, or a 2600, but with a wide pack. Steve, I don't know if you can get in on that. Let me try to get it where you can see it. Can you get in there okay?
Yeah.
I put the slots all the way on the sidewalls. One there, okay, and then one there. And the other ones, the stock ones, were closer in. So check out that video. I'm gonna show you guys how to make strap slots on the channel. It's very easy to do with a drill bit and a hobby knife and some sanding tools. All right, Steve, 4000 Spectrum 30C. What do you think?
28.
Pretty good. 28. All right. We abused it pretty good. I tell you, the vertical performance was not really affected all that much. 29. Steve, you're like on the money today. I'm going to be losing beers, I think. All right, it's time for Voodoo.
All right.
Okay, folks, last airplane. We have Voodoo on the deck here. This is really nice. I'm going a little more aggressive even on the battery, not size-wise, but what I went ahead and did, Steve, I'll get on this side here. This is my heaviest pack. It's about 400 grams. Heaviest 4S I have. So it's a 3700 roaring top 70C pack, so it should give us a little more punch to it because it's a 70C rated airplane, 70C rated pack, so it should give us a little boost. Again, guys, all 4 of these airplanes I set up identically. I didn't do anything different with any of them, really. One thing I do want to show you here, though, about the radio, though, is, and this is one of the cool features about the NX6, because I have these all on different radios. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I had that in there, Steve, a second ago. Let me see if I can get those wires arranged so this all fits in there. There we go. The NX6 is only a 6-channel radio, folks, but you can have digital switches. So what I did is I took the same B switch right here and I assigned it to the stabilization, okay, and created a digital switch. So in effect, the DX6 is actually a 7-channel radio. So I can still use the switchability function if you have a DX6 radio. So it allows me to switch on and off my my gyro, or my stabilizer. So again, I have it in the same position. Let's kind of see. You can see it correcting for aileron, you can see it correcting for elevator, rudder, and everything seems to be working well. Put it to the middle position, and now it's off. No stabilization at all. Put it up, now I have just sort of normal stabilization and everything. So I think we're good to go, Steve. I'm going to go with it in the normal stabilization mode. That's screaming right along. Again, folks, CG came a little back with this battery, so I'm right at the back edge now, okay, of this this landing gear doubler plate. So same thing before. Let's do a pre-flight: right, left, up, down, left, right. I got this one. So I was 1 for 4, huh, Steve?
Yep.
One thing backwards, so that's good. That's why you always do a pre-flight, guys, especially when you just built a bunch of stuff. So let's check our flaps. I don't have any mixing in the elevator to flap to elevator mixing on any of these, so you know they seem to be flying without them. So, all right, Steve, here we go. This is a beautiful airplane, really contrasty in its color. So let's taxi this on out. There we go. Again, full rate on the elevator. Aileron, I'm down at 70%. There you go. See, I'm holding that elevator back, hitting those bumps, and holding that stick back kind of saves you on this thing. All right, here we go, going into the wind. Take it off! All right, holding that stick all the way back, easing the power in. As it accelerates, I come off on the elevator stick just a little bit, let that tail come up, staying on it. Quarter throttle, it just went right up. So power up, full throttle, gear coming up, I'm just gonna go vertical. That's with a 3700 70C 400 gram pack, okay? So that's a very heavy battery I have in here. Going to low rate on the elevator, coming by quick. That roasts on by. I still need to see the galloping ghost. All right, here we go. Coming by hot, Steve. I haven't even really trimmed it. It doesn't seem to need it. That moves right along. Going vertical again. Just into the clouds. That's with a heavy pack. Just to show you going up with a heavy pack, it'll go up and up and up and out of there. So bring it down. That's got some power, man. Coming by, Steve. That'll move along. Let me come by from the other way. Presentation pass for you here, Steve. You ready? I'm going to go slower with it. I don't want to go super hot. I'm going to give you a top side shot here. There we go. There we go, coming back. This thing will turn, man. Outstanding. Let's come by inverted. Beautiful flying machine. I tell you, ever since that first Strega came out years ago, this has always been an awesome airplane. See a little shadow there, huh, Steve? Let's bring it on back here hot, down the line. Outstanding. Very nice. Going to vertical. Let me roll it. Pull it over the top. Flaps down. I'm power off. Just trying to slow it up. Come in with a little power here. Slow flight, full flaps. Do a turn out front with it. See the slow flight of it? Yeah, you see those barn door flaps down. The flaps on the P-51s are huge, and they will give you a bunch of drag, so they will slow the thing down nicely. All right, so flaps up, full power, pitching up without accelerating. It goes up there. I tell you what, the neon on those wings is awesome.
Yep.
The original that FMS made, the tail was a little bit green, you know, like Hulk green, but these are like neon, so they really stand out quite well. All right, let's get some landings in. Let's go no flaps. Beautiful flying machine. Wow. They all fly identical, really.
Yeah, they've all been real stable.
Eventually I'll touch there. Let's bring it back this way again. Let me do another landing. Man, it accelerates quickly. It is a fast accelerator. Let me do one setting of flaps with it.
think that 70C helps a little bit.
It does, yeah, it boosts it a bit. I think it makes up for the extra weight, because this is actually heavier than that 4000 we just flew in it. Yeah, a little harder than I want. My rate of descent was horrible there, Steve. Let me come back again. Easing some power in, staying on that elevator and that rudder. Holding it off. Let's go around. Let's do a tailwind, although there's not a lot of wind. Let's do a touch and go from this side. Oh, yeah. Let's turn it around the other way. This is how you get good at landings. When our landings are kind of you just practice touch and goes from both sides. If you can do it if there's not too much wind from one way. Oop, that almost flipped me right there. I caught a divot there.
Caught the dirt there.
I do have one setting of flaps in. I got about 10 degrees. And I set about 10 degrees, you know, for the low, for the landing takeoff flaps, and about, you know, 30 to 40 or so for the takeoff, for the land, for the, I almost threw it. I almost rolled it over, flipped it over there. Here, let's see.
Video.
It's all on video, all right. You saw it here. It's all about your touchdown, rate of touchdown, your rate of descent when you're touching down. If you do it smoothly, you can do these wheel landings all day long. I think we're picking up wind from the right, but let's try it anyway. This is how I used to practice flying jets, is I'd land in tailwinds, because it raises your ground speed. Makes it seem like you're landing faster, but your airspeed is still the same. So it's a good way to practice for landing jets or faster planes, is just land in a tailwind. Nice steady tailwind. Your airspeed's the same, but your ground speed's higher, so it gives you the illusion that you're landing faster, which you actually are across the ground. Yeah, this will do beautiful touch and goes. Just be careful on your power. When you goose it, it can roll over, so just ease the power in. You know, don't jam it forward, and it'll be perfect. Yeah. Oh, little tailwind there. I am landing in a tailwind, which is not the smartest, but there we go.
Oh.
All right, let's take off. Here, let me go high elevator rate. It happens, man. It happens. It's built FMS tough here.
There you go. There shows the durability.
There you go. Here we go. Taking off. Ease that power in. Power up. Gear going straight up. Man, those wingtips shine. Holy crap. Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. I'm going to do a couple steep turns out front, Steve, and we'll bring it in. Power's coming in. Going to low elevator rate again. This is what we're going to be doing next week. Now, I might have bent a gear. I see one gear hanging out. So I might have bent it back a little bit from that landing, and that's okay. Should bend in fine. This is what we're going to be doing next weekend, is with 4 of these pylon racing. That is awesome. Simply awesome. All right, one more fast pass from here, Steve, and we're coming in.
No, we're dead. Battery died.
Oh, battery died?
Oh, no, it didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, what happened? Oh, did you push the thing?
Yeah.
All right, you filming?
Yep.
All right, Steve, push the earpiece in. Or the eyepiece in. That shuts the camera off. That's okay.
No, it's still on the same time.
Steve's a warrior. He's still doing. Is it on time still?
Yeah.
All right, keep going. There we go. One more fast pass. Woo! Love it, man. Love these planes. All right, let's go. Gear, full flaps. High on the elevator rate, so I got the extra authority. Beautiful flying airplanes, folks. Check these out. Again, I'll put links in the description down below where to get these things from. Flaps up, let the tail settle, and we're coming home. There we go. Outstanding. So yeah, guys, I'll put links below where you guys can check this out. Look at that prop. Can you get that glare?
Yeah, I see it.
That is awesome.
Great.
I may have to get a picture of that. But anyway, awesome plane, guys. If you like the channel content, like what you're seeing here, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Use our links to purchase below. It does help us out. Everything we do here at RC Informer is free. These are awesome, folks. Steve, you want to wager on the battery? Look, I picked up some weeds or something from out. Let's see. I got some cotton or something on. Weird. All right, let's take a look at the gear. I think I bent one. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
That was from that nose over. So I hit pretty hard and flipped it over. So really all that's going to come down to is just kind of bending it forward a little bit. I mean, you could take it out of its mount if you have to, but you know, I rarely bend these over, but sometimes that happens. So it's a little rough out here, but hey, that shows the durability of it. It's pretty awesome. So look, I've got all this stuff in on my prop.
Well, that's where you hit the dirt, man.
Maybe it is, but yeah, because it's all over. It looks like spider webs or something. So anyway, we're good. Battery wager, Steve.
26%.
Drum roll, please. Let's see. Let's see what we got. We'll pull this out of here. I'll show you guys the battery, what it looks like. This might be one of the ultimate batteries for this thing. You can fly at 2,200 up to 4,000, folks. Steve, you want to get in on that?
Yep.
Roaring top, 3,700, 70C. Probably the heaviest battery I have in this size anyway, 401. It was even heavier than that 4,000 that we just had in here. So let me plug this in. What'd you say it was?
26%.
18.
18. Yeah, way off.
All right, you buy the beer this time.
Okay.
All right, guys, that is it. That wraps it up. Let's get the whole stable together, and we'll wrap up this video. Okay, guys, that wraps it up. 4 maidens on the brand new 1100 millimeter racing Mustangs from FMS. All beautiful flyers. That was the first flight you guys saw on all of them, so they all flew fantastic. We flew first the Miss America. Did it on the actually I did it on the NX10, and we did that with a 2200 pack. Then we flew the Dago Red, which I flew. Actually, I take that back. Miss America I think was on DX9, and then Dago Red we went ahead and flew on the NX10. We flew the Thunder, Blue Thunder. We flew that on my DX7, and then we flew on the DX6 on the Voodoo. So we used a 2200 pack, I think a 3200, then a 4000, and then a 3770C pack. So we gave you guys a broad range of packs. CG was about the same on all of them. Control throws were the same, so your CG is right at the back end of your little plastic area there. And a couple things to note, guys, it does come with reflex, okay? So the reflex stabilizer, you know, you just need a basic receiver to stick in this thing. Don't try to use a stabilized receiver with the reflex, okay? It has to have, if you want to pull the reflex out, you guys can put your own stabilized receiver in there like a Spectrum or something. That'll work just fine. Just don't try to use them together. So, and then also the way I set mine up normally is on a 3-position switch. I think it actually automatically assigns this one right here. So the 3-position switch in the middle typically is no stabilization. Down is usually in the normal flight mode, okay, which is just wind correction and stabilization. Up is full wing leveling and pitch leveling. It won't let you go beyond 30 degrees of pitch or bank or something like that. So if you have an NX6, again, it is like a 7-channel radio basically, so you can digitally assign a switch. I used my B switch and it's all the same. So the reflex works perfect. You can't adjust the gains, but the gains are set specifically to these airplanes. So, and you can always take that reflex, comes with a programming cable, so you can reprogram it for another plane if you want to. So it works really well. So anyway, guys, awesome flying airplanes. Check these out in the links below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, let you know when we have more videos like this out. And stay tuned and check out the video for check out the channel for the video I did on the assembly and the unbox, kind of the setup, which I'll have in the upper right hand corner. And we're going to be flying all these together, so stay tuned for that. If it's not out, we'll have it out soon, but if it is out, it's probably in the upper right hand corner of the screen where we flew all of these together. And then me, Wesley, and Gavin flew 3 of them together last year. I'll put that link there as well too. So anyway, Steve, you got anything for me?
3770C is your best bet, guys, as far as power and what you want to get out of this airplane.
It probably is. And you know, the thing is if you make it lighter with the 2200, you definitely get better vertical. Even though the vertical doesn't suffer much with the extra weight, it's light as heck. I don't know what kind of flight time we got. What do you say we got? 4 or 5 minutes on that?
Yeah.
I mean, we got pretty long, lengthy flight time, so it's very efficient. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Steve, thanks for filming. More videos coming. Stay tuned. Again, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you all next time.